hope everybody had a great time at the event. I did not, and I would like to talk about it, but it's all just me, and I never left early, but this time I did. And I knew I wasn't crazy, but we're going to talk about that. And is it going to stop me from going to another Pokemon event? No. Just got to be better prepared, But what happened, there wasn't enough time to tell everybody, I guess. And it's understandable, but I had a horrible time, and I'll talk about that. I love using these filters because it just makes things a little bit more interesting. But yeah, I went to Pogofest this year. It was at the Rose Bowl again. They had it last time at the Rose Bowl, so everyone knew what to expect. I have a little notebook that I keep track of the events, and if they're in a park or at a certain location, I have it written down, like what I'll need to bring and so forth. Well, since I was at the previous Rose Bowl one, I knew what to expect on this one. So anyway, when I got off of work, drove straight to California after work, and then when I got to California, it was pretty late, and I tried to find a hotel, couldn't find one, so I ended up sleeping in a parking lot at Walmart. And I learned that from a YouTuber who tells you how to live homeless if you had to live in your car. Yeah, he said Walmarts are a great place. But besides that, went, to this Walmart, went to sleep. It was like about 3-something a.m. and got up, and it was like about 8-ish. So I walked into Walmart, went to go clean up, and they had a McDonald's in there, and I was like, oh, great. So I had breakfast. Then I started heading to the event. And when I got there, I was a little late, so everybody already went in. There was just a few people. I saw a guy arguing with the parking attendants because he didn't like the parking. And, it's not their fault. It's not their problem. They're just telling you can't park there. You had to park at a certain area. And he was going off on them. He was all like, I've been to 10 of these. And I was like, shut up. But yeah, anyway, I went to the gate with I had a purse and my backpack that I always take because I bring my lunch, I bring water, I bring, battery chargers. I have a chair, like a collapsible chair, and everything fits in that backpack. And I brought my purse because I didn't want to leave it in the car. There was really nothing in there. And when I got to the gate, they said, you can't bring those items in. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't give them any crap about it. Didn't make faces, didn't start questioning why. And I was like, how about the purse? Is that okay? And they said, no, your bags are too big. And then the other person said, yeah, and they need to be clear. I was like, oh. So I was like, okay. So I started walking off, and the lady said that there's lockers I could use around, just go to section H. So I was like, thank you, and I left, and I was walking there, but then I was like, I'll just go to my car. I went back to my, okay, so I went back to my car, downsized, didn't have a clear bag, forgot, he said, you need a clear bag. So I brought my stool, had to ditch my lunch, and I had like a wristlet, which if you don't know what that is, it's like a wallet with a strap so you can put it on your wrist. And I put my battery charger in there, my key. What else did I put in there? Like some handy wipes and hand sanitizer. That's just part of the list that I had in that notebook, because they have toilets that sometimes after a while the toilet paper is gone, and then sometimes there's no more water in the hand pumps when you wash your hands. So I have those available in case I need it. And I have had to hand those out. And when people come out because they're like, no water, and I like, here, take this, But anyway, I came back and I had my wristlet and my chair, my collapsible chair. And I went back, and this was like already 30 minutes into the, our raid time, my raid time. And they're like, oh, okay, they're going to let me in. But one of them said, you can't bring that stool in. And I was like, oh, okay. Didn't give him any crap. I was like, okay, I'm going to have to walk to my car. I'm missing a lot already. And then the other person said, oh, but it's for medical reasons. And he put a little tag on it. And, I am I do have like medical stuff going on, and that, I do need that chair sometimes because I don't really want to say too much, but yeah, I had, brought it for that purpose. And I went in, started playing. What made it horrible was, the chair thing mostly, because it started giving me anxiety. Because like every time I used it, and it wasn't pretty often, because you needed to walk to hatch these eggs. And the reason why I really wanted to go to that was because of a regional that I needed to get my platinum medal finished, so I could get one of those done before I could reach the next level. And you had to hatch the egg, so I was walking. Well, anyway, throughout the event, there wasn't many people, and everybody had clear bags. And you could tell some people had to rush on it because some of the guys had like girl style, but they had to get what they had to get, because you don't want to juggle stuff around. And well, anyway, when I was at the event, using my chair, people were coming up to me asking how I got it in. You could tell they wanted to get mad, but I told them it was for medical reasons, and they would calm down. But I kept getting that, and then they'd give me a little something like why they couldn't bring in this and that, and like I was like, where's all this coming from? And I didn't see anything on it or whatever. And I was like, how could I have missed that? How could I have not known that there was all these regulations when last year, or not last year, but the last time they had it, it was not there. Well, anyway, with all the people coming up and not being able to raid as much because I kept, getting questions, and, I kind of started feeling anxiety and a little bit of like, oh my gosh, I can't do anything because somebody wants to talk to me about my chair. Well, after a while, I was feeling kind of mad, upset, not really mad, but just like frustrated. And I saw all of the YouTube stars, if you want to say, the YouTube creators for Pokemon Go, and I did not go to any of them because the way I felt, it wouldn't have been a good experience for them. And plus, I wasn't feeling it. I was angry and upset, and like I couldn't bring my lunch, and the lines were long for the truck. And being diabetic, I had my lunch packed, and I couldn't bring it in, and I couldn't eat anything there, even though they probably had something for me maybe, but I don't know. I wasn't feeling like up to eating something that I didn't plan on eating. But yeah, I ended up leaving at 2:30, and it was funny when I saw those creators. I saw JT Tilly. He was like not even 10 feet away. I did not want to say hello. I did not want to take a picture because I just, like I said, I wasn't feeling it, and I missed my opportunity. But I'm sure there'll be other opportunities. But he was one that I haven't met yet, and it was kind of upsetting for me. And I was like, I don't want to get show any attitude, and I couldn't fake a happy voice, and so I had to pass it up. I ended up going home, but hold on, there's more. These ear filters are always cute, but when I decided just to leave, I was walking out, and then I remembered that I had bought merchandise because I was seeing some people with the Pokemon Go t-shirt for 2025. I was like, oh yeah, I pre-ordered that. So I went to find the booth when I got to the booth, you know, they gave me my t-shirt. They're like, oh yeah, you also have a tote bag. I was like, oh my God, I forgot I ordered a tote bag. So I could have like put, you know, brought whatever stuff I could have brought in, like my lunch and whatever, and just juggled it in and go get that first. Because I did that last year. I went first to go get my shirt and whatever else I had. And I forgot they had a tote bag, so I could have, you know, brought that in and carried it around. And, you know, when I got there, I had to buy 2 bottles of water because you couldn't bring anything in that wasn't sealed. And so I bought water there. And I was juggling them while I was playing, and I was sick of holding it, so I just downed both of them, and I was so full of water and miserable. But yeah, it wasn't a good experience, you know. I was sad that I had to leave early, but you know, my legs were not doing too well, and you know, I was hungry, and I wanted to go get something to eat, because when you're diabetic, sometimes you want to eat now. Oh my gosh, look at this filter. This looks pretty cool. But overall, it was, you know, would have been a lot funner if I knew about the clear bag policy, the battery policy, because also you couldn't bring a battery that was larger than your phone. And it's kind of, you know, not good, because you're playing Pokemon Go, especially if I have 2 phones. So if you use an iPhone, that battery doesn't last too long, and you need that charger, and then, you know, still you need more power. And from what I found out is they didn't warn anybody, because I guess either they didn't know, or it was put on them the day before the event to let these Pokemon people, players, community know that there's these bag policies and you know, stuff that wasn't heard of before, that you couldn't enter the park with, you know, unless they didn't have this or had to have that. And so that's why I guess a lot of people are rushing, because like I said, when I went there wasn't a lot of people. I don't know if they had to leave to go get, oh, look at that eye, to leave to go get reevaluated with their backpack situation so they could come in and play, because it got busy a little bit later. And you know, I usually stay till they're like pushing you out. And this time I just couldn't. It was hard for me. And driving from Arizona all the way there, and then sleeping in a parking lot, and then waking up to get to the event on time, having not to get there in time because I had to go back to my car. It was a horrible experience. I love this filter. It's all weird in my eye. But I would go again, but I would bring a clear backpack and put it in my car if I had to do that again. But I would rather take my other gear that I always had. But I found out they had it put on X, and Billy from the Trainer Club also put it on his feed, that, you know, to bring in clear backpacks. And this was a day before the event, and during that day I was traveling to California, and you know, coming from work, so I didn't have time to look at anything. I was driving, and then, you know, not thinking anything, and then I didn't have a hotel when I got there, so that's why I had to sleep in a parking lot, because I thought I could find one, but they were all packed, and that was my fault. And then, like, not realizing that I had a, you know, tote bag already, so I could have brought that stuff in, and and not knowing I had a tote bag to bring my stuff in. Hey, where's the city? I love cityscapes. I think cities are beautiful. And was it Chongqing is the cyber city? Beautiful city. I wish I could go there. Maybe one day I might, but I don't know. I have social anxiety and all those people, you know, but who knows? Anything's possible. But yeah, I would have had a better time if I remembered I had that tote bag, and it would have been a much better experience. I would have got more, rating done. And, if I knew about the clear bag policy, I would have already had that, in place, because I did stop at Walmart to sleep. And why was it 3:30 in the morning? Well, I'll tell you, because I stopped over at downtown Disney to go get something to eat and do a little shopping. And I should have stayed at my normal hotel there, because they always have opening. But I was like, no, I want something closer to the event. And there was nothing. Should have realized. But either way, it was a horrible time. But I don't, blame it on Niantic. I blame it on the policies that were all of a sudden just put upon them to tell their players one day in advance while I was traveling during that day. So, I would definitely go to these events again, but I'd be better prepared for anything, because now I know anything can happen. And even though it's never been heard of, and we've always had a smooth time playing all as players, when we go to these events, and then this one time it kind of like, didn't go very well. Just got to be prepared to have, clear backpacks and extra money to buy those bottled waters, and, having to deal with no chairs, but thankfully I had to have a chair, and it was still okay for me to bring mine in. But even though I got harassed by it, but they were like, it ruined my time. But I'm glad for everybody who had a great time. And if it was your first time there, it's fun, huh? Oh my God. I also saw when I was walking around, I was passing by this single tree, and it was real shady. And then when I was walking by it, 2 people walked out, and it was Team Rocket. Oh my God, it was so cute. It was a guy and a girl, and they had the full outfit on. But it wasn't like 100%. It was like their own version. They had the R for the shirt, and they're wearing all black with the little, hats that they wear, and the jackets, and the black jeans. And it was like awesome. I was like, oh my God. I was like, I love your costumes. And they waved and thanked, and it was just pretty funny that I'm just walking along, all of a sudden they just come out of the shadows. But yeah, I saw another group. It was Doug Trio. They have blonde wigs, brown shirts with a Diglett on each of their shirts. There was so many nice costumes, and I couldn't even change because I came with the clothes I drove in and slept in. Yeah, I didn't have time to change, and I didn't want to change in Walmart. And so the clothes I was going to wear, I didn't end up wearing. So that was another downer. It's just all things that could have been avoided if I read, up on the updated policies. But like I said, I was driving. It wasn't really my fault. And I know there's so many other players that had run into that. And we just got to remember, it's frustrating, angry, and, I hope it didn't ruin your time too much like mine. I had to leave because, I needed to eat and rest. And, don't stop going to these events. They're great, just be prepared next time for anything and everything. But yeah, I was mad for a whole day, especially not being able to meet these trainers, because I meet them. I love to meet them. And Zoe 2 Dots had the shortest line ever. And, and I don't know if it was because of, like I said, there wasn't many people there. I don't know why, but I could have met her and checked off the list, and then JT Tilly, to be so close and not being able to, talk to him because I was in a mood, and I didn't want to bring that upon any of those guys because they don't deserve that at all. And neither did the staff. They were just doing their jobs. These people that were yelling at them, getting mad, not good. It's frustrating, but they're just following the rules. And, it was just a fiasco in my mind because of the one day in advance, and those who did get to see it and those who didn't get to see it and had to rush around and change up everything. But otherwise, I definitely go again and just be better prepared. But yeah, I still love Pokemon Go, and there's this big thing going on right now about Niantic selling for $3.5 billion to a Saudi Arabia company, because I heard that they just got Pokemon Go like less than a week ago. And now they're like, hey, look at this, we got this game for sale if you're interested, because they're a pretty rich country. And I heard their other game that they have is Monopoly Go, and there's some other ones I forgot, but I know Monopoly Go is one of them that they own, and they're talking about buying it, but it's not 100% it may not happen, but everybody's worried because of these massive paywalls that they're known for. But there's no game more massive in paywalls than that Game of Thrones. I tried to play it. You had to pay money every time you play. You can't. Your resources get stolen. You can't get the shields. You have to buy them, and they're only like 2 hours. And if you want to buy like a 30-day one, that's freaking a lot of money. And I tried to play that game, and I got to like level 29, I want to say, or something. And I quit because it was draining my wallet. You couldn't do nothing. And even when you did get a little bit ahead, your shield, goes off and you're at work, and then you get all your resources stolen, and your people are dead, and you got to heal them, and oh my god, your dragon's dead. Yeah, I stopped playing that, even though I do go in every now and then, but I know I'm not going to advance. But just if they do get sold, it is kind of like reminding me of when Activision took over Blizzard, and they took over World of Warcraft, my favorite game ever, and they did what we called the squish. Was what that's about is we were like capped at 120. When they took over, they squished us down to level 60 again. And they're going to make us buy back our levels, because I just got that new expansion. Remember that other video? And it said a boost to level 70. I was already 70 times over with alts. And like, for me to have to redo this again, them not having any imagination, not doing anything for a long time, and that's why I quit. And there's a lot of us that rant about that, and I even have a sticker on the back of my car that says "Make Azeroth Great Again." That's a whole nother story. I could go on and on about Warcraft, but same thing. What's going to happen if they take over? Is it going to go bad? Is it going to go good? Maybe they, if they have like, better events, like if you have to buy a trinket to get your lucky trade across the world, I'm all for that, because I got so many lucky friends that I can't trade, because you have to be within a certain amount of distance. That would be okay. Other paywall, like to change your Pokemon to a better star rating, IV level, get maybe a little roll of the dice. That would be great. Just like they had in Warcraft, because Warcraft had their own Pokemon thing going way before Pokemon Go started. They had, their version, and I loved it. And you could get trinkets to make the bad level Pokemon better quality. It was a gamble, but, guaranteed to be blue. But, I think it could have been epic, possibly, by chance, but I can't remember. It's been a long time. But yeah, don't worry. If we all decide to quit the game because it gets worse, we'll always find another game, or we'll deal with it. Me, I could just go back to Warcraft. Thinking about it. I got my account open. Haven't logged in yet. But all in all, if they do decide to take over and make Pokemon Go better or worse, we'll deal with it or not deal with it. And I hope it's good. Hope there won't be too many paywalls. It's already enough. Like I said, average player can't have fun, can't advance unless they shell out tickets, or pay tickets or whatever. And I think that's unfair, because not everybody wants to spend money on a game. There's other important things. But, I try not to, but like I said, you don't want to be left behind, and with that feeling, you'll do anything. And for some reason, if I can't afford it, I'm going to find a way, I'll go and sell cupcakes or something. I don't know. Pet sit for extra cash. But yeah, I hope everything turns out good, or maybe it could just stay the same. But otherwise, I hope everybody had a great time. I wish I did. But that's not going to stop me from not going ever again. But thank you for listening. Oh, what the world? But yeah, it's an interruption. But yeah, hope you guys have a great day. Me, I'm going to have a great day. And I've been playing Pokemon Go this whole time since I've been making this video off and on because I'm doing my errands, but I just got home. So I'm home now. I'm going to do my laundry, get my garbage out because tomorrow's trash day. Take care of the pets, pay attention to the pets before I head into work today. But yeah, hopefully in the end, Pokemon Go will either be greater than ever, or we're just going to have to let our voices be known, if it gets taken over by someone else. Have a great day.